Towards Houghton and in towards Aldridge, and Houghton again, and Houghton for Aldridge. He's done it at last. 47 minutes and 35 seconds of the first half had elapsed, and Ray Houghton was absolutely determined that John Aldridge was going to get that goal. And the roar is absolutely deafening. And he salutes the crowd. McCarthy for Sheedy here, and Sheedy releasing Houghton, and again the little man doing sterling work. First time it didn't work, but this time he was absolutely sure it had to be Aldridge's goal, and that it was. Sheer delight. So Bryan goes forward again for Ireland. Aldridge leaving it for Mark Kelly. Came up O'Brien's head, and Kelly just saved by Ciucane. The Kelly in question was David of West Ham. A superb shot. Tunisians offering no real threat in the second half. Not that they posed any in the first either. It's now Sheedy, and Sheedy finally does it. And after all the chances in the first half that just wouldn't go away, 3 minutes from the end of normal time, Kevin Sheedy gets goal number 4. Derange here, watch Sheedy, who's number 7, pulling himself away into a good position, nobody marking him, through the legs of the defender, and home to the net for a goal.
You know, the lads are stuck by me, great and Jack, and the fans were absolutely tremendous, you know, and it's been a big highlight of my career then, today, like, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, although it was only a tap-in.
I suppose you were saving it for Lansdowne Road.
Oh yeah, wouldn't have, you know, fitted the bill, that's right, yeah.
I thought when Ray Houghton was setting it up, he was absolutely determined that you were going to get it, because he could have had a go himself.
Yeah, it's true, yeah, Ray could have scored quite easily, I'm sure, and he's seen me, and he's done brilliant for me. You know, he's put on that place.
Well, I think any goal's sweet. I can be 35 yards and go in. I mean, from 2 yards, it doesn't matter. I would settle for one, you know, in Spain, or what, 2 with John, I wouldn't care as long as we won.
Well, when you consider how many of our squad weren't available or chosen, I think it gives you some idea of the strength and depth at Jack Charlton's disposal at the moment. Make no mistake about it, though, it's going to be very different against Spain and Seville next month. And that leads us nicely, indeed, into Group 6 and Northern Ireland's match against Hungary in the NEP Stadium in Budapest. Now, Jackie Fullerton describes the action as Northern Ireland failed to hold on to that point that they had worked so hard for.
So a good position then for Northern Ireland. Scored by Wilson, onside. What a chance for Northern Ireland, Nigel Worthington. The flag slide down. The danger not cleared yet. Black in. And that's off the head of Metzoe, and Billy Bingham must be reflecting on that chance. The pressure for Northern Ireland. With a bad free kick. It's not away yet. That was off Nigel Worthington. Naj. Chance for Kiprich. I'm not sure whether he was trying the shot or laying in the cross. And pressure from the Hungarians at the moment. Alan McKnight lining up the wall. Dettery, number 10, is there again. Tries to curl it. Just wide. What a let-off for Northern Ireland. Hit the underside of the bar. Dettery. He did the same against England. Deadly in the free kick situation. It was Bognar. Tried the shot. Only inches away. Bognar trying to get to the dead ball line. Good chip back, but that's Rogan. Once again it falls to a white shirt. Kiprich, Hassan! Could have finished better perhaps. From this position, not so long ago, number 10 there, Dettery. curled it round the wall, hit the bar. And I think you can be sure that he'll be the man striking again. Right foot. Good save from McKnight. Alan McKnight, I think, felt he should have held that one. No smiles from Giorgio Metzi there on the left, the Hungarian manager. Time ticking away, about 7 minutes left, still 0-0. Garaba finds Naj. Should forward the right man in space. In goes Kiprich. And the Hungarian fans can't believe it. Kiprich, number 7, was in there. But he was put off by Alan McKnight. In goes Kiprich. And just inches over. How did it stay out? And these must be anxious moments for Billy Bingham on the bench. Anxious moments for all of us, of course. It's with Detari. Gets it back. But all the green shirts back. Can they find a way through? They can! And that looks like Vinca, the substitute. Cruel luck. 5 minutes left. And the substitute, well, it creeps in at that post. Devastation for Northern Ireland, but joy for Vinca and the Hungarians. Took it to the left. McKnight, one-sided perhaps. And it crept in at that post. How unlucky can Northern Ireland be? A smile at last from Metzi.
So the position in Group 6 shows Northern Ireland still in front, but having played 3 matches, while Spain still haven't started their programme under new manager Luis Suarez. And Jack Charlton's men will be his first competitive opponents. Well, that game in Seville is certainly one that we're all looking forward to. However, I think that will be the real test of the Republic's ability to survive at the top. Well, in Group 2, England could only manage a lacklustre scoreless draw with Sweden at Wembley. Now, they're in a 4-team group with Poland and Albania, who met in shorts-off. And Poland scraped through in that one with the only goal of the game.
It took the Poles 78 minutes to get the only goal of the game. It was substitute Jacek Ziober who crossed the ball here, and Jan Urban set up Krzysztof Warzicha for his first international goal in front of his hometown supporters. 1-0 then to Poland.
In a group where only one team will qualify by right, Poland have made the best possible start then, and England must sit out the winter before their next competitive outing, because the next game in that group is between Albania and Sweden. Well, just to clarify the situation then, as regards qualification, there are 7 European groups. 13 teams will go through to Italy as follows. Now, the winners and the runners-up from 5-team groups, that's groups 3, 5, 6, which is our group, and 7, they go through, as do the winners out of the 3 4-team groups. But in those smaller groups, only the 2 runners-up with the better records will advance. So the groups then 1, 2 and 4 will be looking at the records of the others as the competition progresses. And if you can follow all that, well, send me a postcard. Well, now Scotland are in Group 5 this time, and they won their opening match last month in Norway. So they were hoping to consolidate their position then against Yugoslavia at Hampden Park. Well, as things took a more difficult hurdle than expected, as Stephen Alkin now reports.
The Scots disappointed once again in front of their fanatical supporters, though they did make an excellent start with a 17th minute goal. Maurice Malpass created the chance with a typically incisive run, and after his shot was blocked, Maurice Johnson forced the ball home. But Scottish delight was quick-tempered. Dragan Stojkovic of Red Star Belgrade won a controversial corner when it appeared that his free kick had struck the post. And from that resulting corner kick, Scotland couldn't clear, allowing Katanec to get the equaliser. And that's how it finished, 1-1.
Well, Scotland top of the group, but maybe only until later today, when France play Cyprus, and Scotland's next game isn't until next February. Well, so then to Group 4, where Wales faced the daunting prospect of being drawn with the mighty West Germany and Holland, both of whom started the group with a win. Well, as things turned out, Wales let a great chance slip at home to Finland. Now, the goals in that game coming up in a few moments, but first it's off to the Olympic Stadium in Munich, where the European champions Holland took on West Germany.
Holland returned to the scene of their greatest triumph and thoroughly deserved his share of the points following a polished performance despite the absence of Ruud Gullit. Erwin Koeman there signalled their positive intentions early on. But it was the Germans who created the best openings. Andreas Brehme and Erwin Kohler setting up Lothar Matthäus with the offside trap sprung. Alas, his cross arrived just ahead of Rudi Völler. In the second half, Olaf Thon created space before thundering this shot that turned Van Breukelen into the proverbial spectator. But Holland came back, and Erwin Koeman found Marco van Basten with an astute pass. Alas, the AC Milan striker rushed his shot and a good position came to nothing. But it was the Dutch supporters who went away happy with a goalless scoreline. In Swansea's Vetch Field, Wales were once again the architects of their own downfall, Kari Ukkonen giving Finland an 8th-minute lead. But when Mark Hughes set up Clayton Blackmore, he was crudely taken down, giving Oxford United's Dean Saunders the easiest chance to tie it up. And he struck the penalty kick superbly. Then came one of Wales' best movements. Hall, Saunders and Nicholas all involved before Ian Rush set up Mark Hughes. And what a shot from the Manchester United player, cannoning off the crossbar. It really did look like a certain goal. Yet another wonderful movement here by the Welsh, setting up number 2. The cross from Saunders and Hughes forcing the defender to put it past his own goalkeeper. That goal gave Wales the lead just 4 minutes before half-time, and they seemed to have the match under control. But a moment of slackness by Pat van den Houw in defence and a helping hand by Mika Petelainen gave Finland the chance on the stroke of half-time, and international strikers don't miss chances like that. Late in the second half, Saunders was taken down by Kinerva to give Wales a great chance to clinch victory with just 8 minutes to go. But unlike his confident penalty kick in the first half, Saunders side-footed weakly, and the Welsh had to be happy with just 1 point. 2-2 in Swansea.
Wales letting a great opportunity slip there, and how they might regret that, as the big two in Group 5 already showed their strength. The next match in Holland should decide who wins the one definite place on offer. Well, our next port of call then is to Eastern Europe and Group 1. Now, there were 2 matches played here on Wednesday in this 4-team group. Coming up, we have Bulgaria losing their 2nd championship match in a row in Sofia. But first, it's the visit of Denmark to Athens for the match against Greece.
45,000 fans in the Olympic Stadium were sent into ecstasy 4 minutes before half-time when a corner by Dimitri Saravakos was met superbly by Tassos Mitropoulos. 1-0 then to Greece, and doesn't he look pleased? But Denmark came back in the second half. Sivebek's free kick cleared to Jan Heinze, Denmark's best player on the night. He superbly beat the offside trap before crossing for Flemming Poulsen to equalise. 1-1 then in Athens. In Sofia, the Romanians were celebrating their lead goal after just 25 minutes against Bulgaria, a team Romania have always done well against. Kamataru's dummy here, setting up Dorin Maciuk with the defence wide open. But back came Bulgaria with a perfect free kick from Christo Kolev, who'd only come on the field 30 seconds earlier as a substitute. That's the way it stayed until 11 minutes from time, when Rodion Camataru, the most experienced Romanian player, scored after Mikhailov failed to hold Hagi's shot. In the last minute, Popescu set up Camataru once more, and he finished from an acute angle off Plamen Nikolov. 3-1 to Romania.
Yes, a fantastic win there for Romania as Bulgaria's normally good home form deserted them, and a sound start for Denmark. Well, the next port then in this whistle-stop tour of Europe is Group 3, where there have been 3 matches in the past 10 days. Now, in a few moments, the goals which gave the Soviet Union and East Germany comfortable home wins on Wednesday. But first, though, let's turn back the clock to October the 12th and Iceland's visit to Turkey, and these two very much the also-rans of the group.
Istanbul was the venue, and it was Iceland who took the lead in the second half. Tord Arsen eluding the tackles to set up Torvarsson for a well-taken goal by Iceland. 10 minutes later, the Turks equalised. Unal began the move, which also involved Oguz and Tanju, before Unal finished with some style. The Soviet Union took a long time to settle against Austria in Kiev, but Demyanenko's cross set up Mikhailichenko 2 minutes into the second half. And the European Championship finalists made sure with a neat second goal. Vitovchenko here superbly backheeling for Zavarov, now of Juventus, to score with ease. East Germany succeeded where Turkey had failed and defeated Iceland with a goal in each half. Both well taken by ace marksman Andreas Thom. The second in particular, something to savour. East Germany 2, Iceland 0.
Well, every team in the group has now played, and already the Soviets have found their rightful place at the top. East Germany and Austria should emerge as their main rivals. Which leaves us with just one more table to look at, and that's in Group 7. Now, Belgium, Portugal, Czechoslovakia and Switzerland, they would all fancy their chances here in one of the most evenly balanced contests for places. Well, this week it was Belgium at home to Switzerland and Luxembourg at home to Czechoslovakia.
Little Luxembourg stubbornly resisted Czechoslovakia for 25 minutes in the Grand Duchy before Ivan Hasek struck. That goal seemed to settle the Czechs, and they went further ahead 10 minutes later when Josef Kovanek's corner went in directly. Alas for the Eastern Europeans, that was the end of the scoring in a group where goal difference might be important. Belgium, fourth in the last World Cup, but non-qualifiers in the European Championship, were anxious to begin their campaign with a win, and that's exactly what they did. George Brun's cross finding Patrick Vervoort's head on the half hour. The only goal of the game.
Well, despite that defeat in Brussels, Switzerland lead on goal difference, and that could be the telling factor in the end, as Portugal wait quietly in the wings. And if you want to keep in touch with all the best of the international soccer action, then Network 2 is the station for you. Well, now, I'll be back again here later in Sports Stadium with a look at the weekend's League of Ireland programme, including highlights from last night.
And a change about to be made on the Tunisian side. And Ben Massoud going on for number 4, Missouri, the number 6. And that's taking place just 5 minutes from half-time. Ball cleared by Baweb. And that's Ndiaye, the left back. Baweb. Malou. And Webb. Staunton cutting it out. Kelly. And out. The number 13, Taufik. John Anderson. Goal kick, Tunisia. It's well laid off by Aldridge to Sheedy. Bin Malul. John Anderson. Got out by Webb. This is Sheedy. Out and going up the right, and that's played towards him. Another fine ball by Kevin Sheedy. Support now comes from Morris. Liam O'Brien. And how did he manage to get that one over the top? He took up a superb position, Liam O'Brien, but just couldn't finish it off. And how many chances at that have gone away? Well played, Houghton to Morris, and O'Brien made the chance for himself and then couldn't put it away. And Liam O'Brien, very nearly, but not the first chance to go a-begging. Now Cascarino. Kelly. Still Kelly. Oh, they love this little fella. And the cross comes in, and Aldridge goes up and down again without making contact. Aldridge winning it back quite cleanly. Looking for an obstruction that never came. Well, no doubt about who's dominating this match. Much as expected. The European Championship finalists really in charge of this game, but in the final minute of the first half, I shouldn't have thought Jack Charlton would be altogether happy with the fact that it's only 1-0. He felt they should have scored and won in Belfast last month. He says you've got to score the goals against inferior opposition because the better class opposition won't give you a second chance, so you've got to get into the habit of putting the chances away. Well, there have been chances aplenty here, and the majority of them have not been put away, but this man Cascarino get one of them. The only goal that stands so far. Staunton. Up goes Cascarino! And that's a 200% improvement on his goal tally going into this game. Right on the half-time whistle. Staunton, the fullback, with a cross measured to perfection, and Cascarino with a defence in shambles, burying it to make it 2-0. So that's 2 goals in the day for Tony Cascarino. And if the rest are struggling with their goal-scoring touch, the Millwall man certainly isn't. In added time at the end of the first half, and that makes it look rather more respectable. But it should have been many, many more than 2. Aldridge. Kelly. And Aldridge again. And they're almost willing John Aldridge to score. He couldn't find a way through. Houghton winning it back. O'Brien and Mick McCarthy. Towards Cascarino again. This time it's the keepers. Offside. Well, that was the 46th minute that goal arrived in. We're now in the 47th. Added time being played. And a free kick to Ireland. Staunton taking it. And Houghton back towards Morris. A foul by Houghton. Free kick to Tunisia. It seemed to have been a free kick awarded, but in fact it was a throw that resulted. And now it's Sheedy. Towards Houghton, and in towards Aldridge, and Houghton again. And Houghton for Aldridge! He's done it at last! 47 minutes and 35 seconds of the first half had elapsed, and Ray Houghton was absolutely determined that John Aldridge was going to get that goal. And the roar is absolutely deafening. And he salutes the crowd. McCarthy for Sheedy here. And Sheedy releasing Houghton. And again the little man doing sterling work. First time it didn't work, but this time he was absolutely sure it had to be Aldridge's goal. And that it was. Sheer delight. And John Aldridge has finally broken his international. And amid all of that jubilation, the final whistle of the first half sounds, and Ireland, having struggled to find a goal touch, if not the dominance, go in with a very healthy look on the scoreboard. 2 goals coming in added time at the end of the first half, and perhaps the most significant of those, John Aldridge's first in an apple shirt. Jack Charlton congratulates him, smiles all around, thumbs up for the Liverpool striker. But a fabulous scoreline now, even if things for the first 45 minutes didn't quite bring it that way. 3-0 at half-time, 2 to Cascarino, 1 to Aldridge. We'll take a break.
Murphy's Irish Stout. It's a different story.
Now you can insure your home as well as your car with new PMPA. No fuss, no bother. There are discounts for homes with approved alarms and for people with new PMPA motor insurance policies. You can get an immediate home protection quotation by phoning new PMPA Telecover at Dublin 722 888 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. weekdays and up to 3 p.m. Saturdays. Home protection with new PMPA Telecover. It's home insurance made easy.
New Lynx Shower Gel. The shower gel for men. Lynx. Because first impressions last.
Is that spring natural? It's new Citrus Spring from Britvic. Yeah? A sparkling blend of natural spring water and pure orange juice. Bruce?
Ripper! It's springtime! Whoa-hey! Oh, I'm not eating this anymore. New
New Citrus Spring from Britvic. The refreshment is purely natural.
Meeting archaeologists can be murder. So afterwards, I like to relax with something that's got a great future. New Terry's Pyramid. It looks a bit like my house, except it's Terry's delicious dark chocolate filled with cool mint cream. I can't think of a better way to unwind.
New Terry's Pyramid. Mummies and daddies love 'em.
Friends Provident has quietly grown to become one of Ireland's largest life assurance companies. Our endowment mortgage policies, personal pension plans and unit-linked investments provide Friends Provident policyholders with consistently high returns. Friends Provident. You can depend on friends.
Ace has Loctite Superglue, just $1.95. See Selbridge Hardware, Main Street, Selbridge.
Amicardo, the quality Irish sherry, another product from Cooley Distillery.
Order your big cheese apron now. Details in the RTE guide.
Make sure you're a winner. Contact Hele PVC Windows and Doors, Blackrock, Cork.
From Spry Crisp and Dry comes Spry Solid Cooking Oil. The oil you can't spill. For great results and great value, fry with Spry Solid Cooking Oil.
It's fun and games, and this week's RTE Guide is we invite you to play the game. We ask questions and answers host John Bowman a few questions and get some interesting answers. Pat Kenny talks about some of the more colourful characters he's met on his radio show, and there's an interview with the most famous face on Faces and Places. With a look at the beauty queens, behind the scenes of Commonplaces, Down the Tube, Eileen Dunn on food, and a pattern for an elegant mohair jacket, there's something for everyone in the latest RTE Guide.
Pat Scully comes on for his first cap in the senior Irish international team. The 18-year-old Arsenal defender replaces John Anderson in the second half at Lansdowne Road. And another change has been made on the Irish side. Ray Houghton has been withdrawn, and into his place comes David Kelly. 4 goals in his three previous appearances. The Irish in the second half, and the first touch for Scully there, playing from right to left. Thoroughly satisfactory first half from an Irish point of view on the scoreboard, even if it took them a long while to make the breakthroughs that it seemed were inevitable. That's David Kelly, a goal for West Ham the weekend. Queen's Park Rangers. Cascarino, who didn't score for Millwall at Coventry on Saturday. And still it's Tony Cascarino. And now it's found its way to Sheedy. I was telling you about Scully coming into the side. It seems I did John Anderson a disservice. He's still on the pitch. The man Scully has replaced is in fact Chris Morris, the right back, and that's the position in which Anderson is now playing. In goes Demange. I beg his pardon, in goes Scully. Demange, one of the other substitutes, has left another Tunisian stretched on the deck. Oh, Taufik seeking support and getting it from Ben Massoud. Wachi. Cascarino. Mark Kelly. And Kelly caught by a late challenge by Wachi. Mark Kelly making just his second appearance. Winger that the crowd really love. Staunton for Cascarino. by Aldridge. O'Brien cleared by Benyaya. In towards Cascarino, falls for Sheedy. Goal kick. Well, Mick McCarthy's big throw was what caused the problem there. The ball came out again. Kevin Sheedy was in the right place, but he couldn't direct it onto the goal. Busnina. Firm challenge from Mick McCarthy. Long raking ball towards Owachi. And a little bit of nonsense off the ball here at the heart of the Irish defence. Scully went in firmly on the Tunisian. The Tunisian reacted, and Alan Snoddy having his work cut out here to keep things under control. Ten and a half thousand have come in to watch this, and they've seen a little bit of aggravation. The Tunisian front. McCarthy. O'Brien. David Kelly. Couldn't control it. Won it back by Liam O'Brien, but no one there to take advantage. Scully again in hard. Aldridge. Sheedy. Support from Mark Kelly. And this time the cross not what he was intending. So Bryan goes forward again for Ireland. Aldridge leaving it for Mark Kelly. Came off O'Brien's head. And Kelly! Just saved by Ciucani. The Kelly in question was David of West Ham. A superb shot. And the goalkeeper making a good save. Ball was let run there for Mark Kelly. The Portsmouth winger found it going off the head of O'Brien, and a first-time volley from David Kelly, and the keeper made a good save. Played to Owachi. And Staunton are over delivering it into the path of Nabil. Guaib, and a good stop by Payton. The first save he's had to make in the match after 65 minutes, and he did all that was required of him. Tunisia's only attack of real menace, and it's brought them a corner. But Jerry Payton did very well there. And that's how it stands, 20 minutes into the second half, as it was at half-time. Staunton away. Aldridge. Webb. And again. Anderson there. And now David Kelly. Abid. Scully saw the danger coming and shut off all options. Ben Massoud. The Irish have just stepped off the gas a little bit, which is really why Tunisia are coming back into this game. Mark Kelly able to retrieve. Staunton. Cascarino beaten out of it by two Tunisians. Busnina. Staunton doing well there. Sheedy. Showed too much of that to Uwachi. And Uwachi waiting for someone to move for him. Mani. And Staunton putting the header where Jerry Payton wasn't. It was a safe backward header, really. And midway through the second half, that's how we stand. 2 to Tony Cascarino on the elusive opener for John Aldridge. And Aldridge back looking for a second. Cascarino turning his man. And that'll be a corner. And a time for Ireland to make 2 further substitutions. Neil Quinn and Ken Demange are coming on. And that completes the complement of outfield substitutes. And they're withdrawing Aldridge and Cascarino. And roars of approval for the 2 strikers who've delivered the 3 goals. Cascarino with 2 and Aldridge thanking the crowd for their good wishes on his first international goal for his country. Ken Demange, 24 years of age now with Hull City. Mark Kelly with it. McCarthy up. And up the post and away. Goal kick. Pretty close run thing that for Tunisia. Big Mick McCarthy came up. Mark Kelly's corner swept across the area. McCarthy with a firm header. Touched on by Demange there. And it's now Kelly again, this time Mark. And his cross in towards Dave Kelly. And offside against Dave Kelly. So the free kick is what it results. Mark Kelly scampering away from his marker, Busnina. But David Kelly was in behind the defence and offside. McCarthy. Dave Kelly. O'Brien shooting and Quinn's in here. But again offside. Staunton winning it back. Sheedy. Staunton again. Ball's not out. And Mark Kelly still going. Advantage has been played. And Staunton clobbered with a 2-footed tackle by Busnina. And the advantage had been played by Alan Snoddy, and quite rightly so, but almost inevitably these days somebody's going to take the law into their own hands, and that's what Busnina did. And it gives the free kick to the Irish. Staunton is there, just out of picture to the left. Kelly. Staunton takes it. Quinn goes up. this match has been petering out since midway through the second half, and it's really on its last legs now. Tunisians offering no real threat in the second half. Not that they posed any in the first either. It's now Sheedy, and Sheedy finally does it. And after all the chances in the first half that just wouldn't go away, 3 minutes from the end of normal time, Kevin Sheedy gets goal number 4. Derange here, watch Sheedy, who's number 7, pulling himself away into a good position, nobody marking him, through the legs of the defender, and home to the net for a goal which has been worthily earned by the Irish, even if, as the game has gone on, they've posed less and less of a threat. And the match that 12,000 paid in to watch, and a match staged in honour of the retiring secretary of the FAI, Paddy O'Driscoll, ends in a thoroughly convincing 4-0 victory for Ireland. Goals, 2 from Cascarino, the elusive first international goal for John Aldridge, making it 3-0 at half-time, an undistinguished second half, concluding 3 minutes from the end with a goal from Kevin Sheedy. Ireland all the way, but it could so easily have been twice that score. Maybe it could have been 8, but it ended up as 4, and 75% of the goals were scored by the 2 men in front of us now, and I think the most significant one was John Aldridge's. Well done at long last.
Thanks, George. Yeah, big relief. You know, the lads are stuck by me, great and Jack, and the fans were absolutely tremendous. You know, and it's been a big highlight of my career then today, like, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Although it was only a tap in.
I suppose you were saving it for Lansdowne Road.
Oh yeah, wouldn't have, well, it fitted the bill, that's right, yeah.
I thought when Ray Houghton was setting it up, he was absolutely determined that you were going to get it, because he could have had a go himself.
Yeah, it's true, yeah, Ray could have scored quite easily, I'm sure, and he's seen me, and he's done brilliant for me. You know, he's put on that place.
So you enjoyed the match, even though you didn't play the 90 minutes. It must have been a great relief to you to get that.
Yeah, well, they haven't played for a few weeks now, and it was nice to have a run out. As you say, you know, score that vital 1 goal. I just hope that I can add a few more now in the World Cup.
Things get a bit more serious.
Yeah, I hope so, yeah.
OK, well done again. And Tony, now, 2 for you to add to the 1 you got in a previous match. You're in some kind of form this season, it seems.
Yeah, they seem to be going in at the moment. I've had a little bit of luck with my early season, and fortunately everything I hit seems to be going in the back of the goal.
You looked pretty sharp in this match. You looked sharp at Windsor Park in the World Cup qualifier as well. Has playing with Millwall in the First Division helped your game?
Yeah, I think we train ever so hard, and I've been probably the most fittest I've been in my career, so it seems to be paying off.
And how did you like playing alongside him again?
Well, I could feel John's frustration, and I was lucky enough to get a tap in, you know, so, and luckily John had one about 5 minutes later, the similar goal, 2 yards out. And hopefully that give us confidence and take it further.
Well, you did a little better than him today with 2. Were they both as sweet?
Well, 5 yards, and I mean, from 2 yards, it doesn't matter what 2 with John, I wouldn't care as long as we won.
Well, that sounds good. Thank you very much, and well done again.
Pleasure.
And that's Lansdowne Road, Tony Cascarino and John Aldridge, and a 4-0 win for the Republic of Ireland. But you'll be well aware that in Budapest, the NEP Stadium, an important match has been taking place. Group 6 of the World Cup qualifiers, Northern Ireland topping the table with an away game against Hungary. This is how that one went.
Dominated this match. Careca and Carnevale made it 2-0 early on before the Argentinian maestro struck with one of his now familiar unstoppable free kicks. Alamau made it 4 before half-time, and then Carnevale completed a superb hat-trick on the hour. Pescara scored 2 penalties, but Careca made it 7 before Carnevale turned provider for a rare Maradona goal scored with his head. 8-2 for Napoli, the biggest win in the Italian league for 17 years. PSV Eindhoven's domination of the Dutch league looks like continuing. Their 2-0 away win at Sparta Rotterdam was easily achieved. The first goal created by Ronald Koeman after Sparta survived a penalty appeal. Yul Elleman, a former Sparta player, was the man who sent PSV on their way. Meanwhile, in Amsterdam, the Ajax revival continues after their worst start to a season for decades. Their latest win was against Groningen, 3-0, the final score, and Mark Verkool setting them on their way early in the second half. They're now in 5th place, 6 points behind PSV, until Olaf Janssen caught Chris Woods off his line and finished superbly for one of the best goals of the night in Europe. just 2 minutes from the end of the match, and Pierre Litbarski began the move, which resulted in Thomas Alofs giving Cologne a 2-0 cushion for the second leg. Alas for Rangers, they'll have to plan without Ali McCoist for that game. He was sent off in the last minute when he kicked Cologne's Steiner in most unceremonious fashion. And when you see the challenge again, it's clear why the referee had no option but to send him off. So the Scots with an uphill struggle in 10 days' time. The same could be said of Celtic, who were beaten by Werder Bremen, though Frank McAvenny struck the post early in the second half. But in typical European fashion, Bremen scored the only goal with a classic breakout after 57 minutes. Walter beating Paki Bonner with ease to give West Germany a double success at Scotland's expense. AC Milan were shocked when Dundalk's conquerors, Red Star Belgrade, took the lead at the start of the second half. Dragan Stojkovic delighting the Yugoslav supporters. But back came Milan a minute later, Van Basten setting up Pietro Paolo Virtus for the equaliser, 1-1. In Eindhoven, there was an emphatic victory in the Battle of the Former Champions for PSV. FC Porto had no answer as Kieft gave PSV the lead, and then Ellerman made it 2 from Gerrit Cross. The Dutch champions were in brilliant form, and the 1987 European Cup holders had no answer against the holders, who eventually won 5-0. Coming up, the pick of the goals, a blistering drive by Ronald Koeman. Portuguese pain, Dutch delight. Juventus crushed Howard Kendall's Atletico Bilbao 5-1 in Turin, and the rehabilitation of Michael Laudrup is now complete. 2 goals for the Dane, both produced with long balls over the defence, and the second here an absolute classic. Perhaps Mr. Kendall may yet reconsider Newcastle's offer. For John Toshak and Real Sociedad, no such problems, though Iturrino's opener must have had the linesman second-guessing. Sporting came back with the first half penalty, but Toshak was on his feet as Loren's classic header received suitable assistance from the pitch to give the Spaniards an excellent away victory. Away from the warm climes of southern Italy, Napoli struggled against Lokomotiv Leipzig, and the East Germans took the lead from Zimmerling's header. But stung into action, Napoli produced a goal of stunning beauty. Carnevali and Maradona creating the opening for Francini. The final score there 1-1, and it makes one wonder what the Italians might do with the gloves off in the second leg. And so to the dramatic happenings in Belgrade, where a fire under the stand, caused by celebration firecrackers following Partizan Belgrade's first goal, held up the game for 15 minutes. Then Roma's Giannini was struck by a missile as he prepared to take a corner kick. If you watch the right side of the picture, you'll see the offending lighter bouncing off the tartan track. Giannini continued playing and set up Bruno Conti to make the score 3-2 for Partizan, and the home side increased their lead as the Roma defence dithered in the closing stages. Djukic, the scorer. So with Red Star's great draw in Milan, Yugoslavia certainly won their confrontation with Italy on points.
All right, we're hurrying along.
Well, typical rush finish, and he hasn't been playing particularly well. Little break from the first one, Aldridge has really got in the air, and it's broken down to him, onto his left foot, and whips it into the back of the net. And that's why Liverpool are so dangerous. They can afford it.
So, consultation between Roger Milford and his linesman. The flag raised, so we'll just have to wait and see.
All right, give it a go. I think what the linesman might have been given there, George, when Burrows crossed the ball, he had to keep running. And he might have been in an offside position when Beardsley put the ball in the back of the net, which would have been a bad decision to disallow the goal for that.
Well, we can see it again. Pulled back by Burrows. Beardsley there.
Yeah.
Burrows was offside, in an offside position.
Yeah. See, Burrows keeps running. Comes to him there. Rush is trying to get back. But Rush was...
Whatsoever. He put that one on a string.
He showed a great deal of raw athletic ability, just staying alive long enough to get this throw off. Hamilton was just laying back. I don't think he thought he had that kind of an arm. He just zipped it. Hamilton was laying off his man, just kind of coasting, and there was so much on it he couldn't get back to the receiver. With that long reception, Stanley Morgan's probably going to approach a 100-yard night tonight.
Yep.
And that's going to be very deceiving.
But isn't it? It's a 45-yard pickup at the 12, 1st and 10. Into the end zone and a touchdown. It's Stephen Starring making the catch. And New England is not dead yet, because now they're back to within 12 if they kick the extra point. Still 3:03, and New England still has all of its timeouts.